So I decided to stay on the civilian side. I didn't have, nor did I prepare for a backup plan. That's why when she was explaining everything on what I did, it was vast. You know, I was security officer, then I became a medic, then I became a tow truck driver, then I became a driver. I was a master control operator. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have a backup plan. So throughout my career, mainly as a truck driver, it's been building me to understand what I really want to do. And what I want to do is become an IT technician, managing computers across the nation, managing servers, making sure that you guys have internet. You guys remember the AWS shutdown just last week?
Yeah.
Yes? No?
Where none of our Schoology worked, guys. Do you remember when Schoology wasn't working and we couldn't get onto the internet and everything was acting wonky? You don't remember? I do. I was trying to do my work.
So the AWS shutdown, the AWS stands
What
for
does that stand for? Sorry.
Amazon Web Services.
Okay.
So AWS, they have a lot of clients, mainly schools, governments. My college was shut down because of the AWS shutdown. So everything within the internet aspect runs off of a server. That's what I want to do. My instructor is a person who's in charge of the AWS. Throughout my time, though, in trucking, I got to see a lot of cool places. So these are all the states that I've been in, either delivered to, slept the night in, or just passed through. Majority of my time I spent was everything east of Mississippi, so from Florida up to Michigan, out to Maine. I had a good opportunity to head out west, mainly to go visit my family in Iowa. While I was there, of course, they wanted to keep me out in the Midwest. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. So they gave me a week out in the Midwest and was able to see all of these states. I spent 2-3 weeks out in the Midwest because I spent a week in Montana because my truck broke down. Trucking, I'm not going to advise you guys to go trucking because trucking takes a lot of mental effort to be even in the truck. It takes a lot of patience as well. You're traveling 8 to 10 hours in a day without a rest to go from, say, West Virginia to Massachusetts. That's about a 12, 13-hour drive. You're only allotted about a 14-hour drive in a day per DOT standard. I've done that run from West Virginia to Massachusetts maybe 5 times, and it wore me down. So it's a mental challenge to be even in the seat of a truck, because not only are you worried about making the deadline to drop, you're also more or less worried about all the other cars on the road who just want to get to A to B in the fastest possible way, cutting you off. So it's definitely a dangerous job, but some photos. This was taken when I was in Virginia. Again, I spent a year at Swift, so majority of these photos are going to be from Swift. This was the second truck that was given to me. I didn't own it. I was a company driver. Although this truck in itself looks like it's an owner-op truck. Because if you're a company driver within Swift, you get a blue truck. Ew.
A what?
A blue colored truck.
Did you just say ew?
Yes. Ew. I didn't like it. I didn't like my first truck. So what we haul with Swift is pretty much everything. You know how you guys go to grocery stores, buy stuff? Your parents do primarily, right?
They took away our cupones.
What?
What's that? Huh?
Okay.
I have no idea what that was.
I don't know.
Hey guys, we're here to listen to the speaker, right? Thank you.
That's what I deliver. Any grocery items, your phones, your laptops, anything you could think of, I delivered that. So this was out in upstate New York when I was doing the Target dedicated, delivering for Target. You might see a lot of photos. This is my companion. Her name is Stella. She was on the truck with me for 8 months. And during those 8 months, she absolutely hated it. She didn't like being in a confined space. As you can tell, she is a husky, so she wanted to be out all the time. But she learned to adapt. The same thing that I had to learn throughout my life after high school was to adapt and overcome. This was, I don't even know where this was. This is definitely, no, this is actually the picture 2 days after I got that truck. So this was probably in South Carolina. As you can tell, these trucks are huge. These trucks are 13 feet 6 inches high. They're big. This is out in North Carolina. You can kind of sort of see Stella just staring at me in the passenger seat. She absolutely would not like it if you sat in the passenger seat because that was her seat. One thing about trucking is you get to see awesome places like this. Either it's scenic or not. This is another one in New York. As you can see, all these other trucks are blue because these guys are company drivers. Besides the one on the end, I think he was an owner-operator, so he owned his own truck. There's multiple paths in trucking you can take. I was mainly a dry van person, so the trailer that you guys saw in the first one, wrong one, or this one, that's what we call a dry van. So we can only haul dry goods or items that don't need to be refrigerated, that aren't wet. So we'll haul couches, tables, chairs, lights, anything that doesn't require refrigeration. That was what I was hauling. There's also a reefer section where you haul refrigerated items. That's what I'm currently doing with M&M Transport for Big Y. I delivered now to Big Y stores all across Massachusetts and Connecticut because that's the only places that Big Y operates in. There's a flatbed division, so people who haul mainly like school buses, bridges, steelworks, wood, brick, anything that need a flatbed, there's that division as well. So this is in Syracuse, New York. That was where I was based out of. I was based out of Syracuse, New York. How often I went there? Very little. Majority of my time I spent was in PA, New Jersey, Yeah, that's about it. During the end of my career. This was taken in New Jersey. The reason why I took it is because I never seen a orange colored International. Orange in the company is very, very rare because when an owner operator gets their truck, they typically pick a different color than orange. It's either black, white, gray. I've seen one pink truck. That was cool. So this was also taken, this was in PA. This was one of our Church and Dwight loads. So the Church and Dwight is the parent company of Arm & Hammer. So I was hauling liquid laundry detergent. One thing you'll learn if you do go to trucking is the max load weight that we can haul is 40,000 pounds. Going at 65 miles an hour with 40,000 pounds in the back of you and you have to brake, it takes us truck drivers 2.5 to 3 football fields to stop, completely stop. Yeah. It takes time. That is Stella in the morning. She's tired. She doesn't want to be up. This was probably during after a snowstorm. When it gets snowy out, it's way more dangerous for us as a truck driver to be out on the roads, unlike you guys in your cars, because we have the 40,000 pounds on the back, but we have a section, the trailer, that moves back and forth. So if our trailer starts slipping out, we have no control of that. We can't bring it back unless we start slowing down to go pull off to the side of the road, which 40,000 pounds slipping back and forth behind you, it's going to drag you too. That's why it's a dangerous job. I've seen a lot of trucks rolled over because they don't have control. They didn't do the proper technique that we're taught in CDL school. I spent a month out in Ohio to obtain my CDL. A CDL is what you need to get in order to drive these trucks. This was out in New Hampshire, which I was more or less thankful that I was able to find a parking spot, because once you get to Massachusetts and up, the truck parking for us truck drivers become very scarce. That's mainly because a lot of the northeastern states from Massachusetts up don't necessarily respect us truck drivers, even though we're the ones that primarily haul their freight. This was out in Iowa. When you go out further west, you're going to be on a stretch of road. And my mentor, he told me, hey, if you want to do an all 48 state account, good luck, because you're going to be on a stretch of road for 5-6 hours on a time. I didn't believe him until I was going out towards Iowa. I was on that road about 6 hours. That one single road. But it looks nice out there. I'll give them that. This is out in Montana. Again, when you go out further west, there's just a lot of flat plains, a lot of just nothing. This is also out in Iowa. Actually, I think this is once I got into Iowa, across the border. Over here, up over here in this section, there was a lake. That's why I took it, and also I sent it to my cousin who lives out there. Be like, hey, I'm in your state, ha ha This was out in South Dakota. Again, out west, flat plains, nothingness, farmland. So this is the Gateway Arch, which is the world's tallest arch out in St. Louis, Missouri. This is one of the benefits as being a truck driver is you get paid to go to places. I got paid to go visit my family out in Iowa. I also got paid to go visit my family out in Florida. I get paid to go through different states. I was this close to going through Mount Rushmore. I really wanted a load that brought me through it, but I never got it. That's the one benefit about truck driving is you get paid to travel. If you want to take a nice little week-long vacation to Orlando and get paid to go there, truck driving is where it's at. You don't want to spend $200, $300 on a flight when you can get $200, $300 to go there. This is the New York City skyline. This is on the New Jersey side. I've went past that numerous times because I was constantly in New Jersey. But I'm actually going there next month too. Again, you see a lot of cool things out in trucking. You can be a company driver, you can be an owner-op. Owner-op, you get more money. But there's side effects to that as well. If you become an owner-op, you also have to deal with your daily maintenance, your daily expenses, fuel. For a truck like mine, like that, you're spending about $800 just to fill it up.
Damn.
Depending on the prices. You think $50 for your car is expensive. So this is a view of Toronto, Canada.
Is that from the U.S. side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I was, what was I doing? It's either beer or paper products I was delivering out in New York. So again, my companion, she absolutely loved me driving. It's always best when you're out on the road to have somebody or something else with you, because you are going to go insane.
Excuse me.
Is that a sneeze?
That was a sneeze.
Oh, bless you.
Last sneeze.
So that's why when you go, once you guys start exploring, mainly like driving around and everything, you see a truck driver that has a sleeper like my truck there, you're going to see another person in it, because it could be their coworker. So you can split seat your vehicle, your truck. So you drive one leg, you drive your 14 hours, you go on the back, your partner goes and takes the other 14 hours. That's very common for cross-country trucking. Now, when I did cross-country trucking for when I was heading out to Iowa, it was just myself, so I really hated it. Again, Stella, she was on one of the flatbed trucks. They were hauling HVAC systems that go on top of like schools, and I think she really wanted to be a flatbed dog, to be honest. This is out in PA. PA is very notorious for their mountain ranges. So,
PA is Pennsylvania.
thank you. It's very notorious for its mountain ranges. West Virginia, Pennsylvania. I think that's about it for East Coast side. Is very mountainous. So us as trucks with 40,000 pounds, climbing a mountain, our speed goes from 65 to 25 in about a minute. I don't remember where this one's at, but I could definitely tell you it was probably in a Swift yard. But these are at least two different styles of trucks that both of these trucks I've drove. So my last truck was a Kenworth T680, which is what you see the first left and middle. And then on the right side is a Freightliner, Cascadia. That was my first truck. Didn't like it. That's why I got upgraded to my Kenworth. I don't recall where this photo was taken. Yeah, I don't recall. But like I said, it's very, very scenic being a truck driver. That's about it. So throughout my time with Swift, I started to become a content creator, mainly educating those who aren't a truck driver, educating those who have no idea what the life of a truck driver goes through. So this is my YouTube channel, currently about 400 subscribers. I do have a Facebook page too. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can always hit me up on my Facebook page. But being a truck driver, it is tough. It wears you out. I had to make the ultimate decision to become a local truck driver because of all the activities that I was missing with my family. All the events. You miss 4th of July, you miss birthdays, you miss holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. You miss all the things that you feel are important to you because you're out on the road. You also miss the deaths of family members. I was out in Ohio when my grandmother died. And it's tough. But that's trucking for you. It's a tough life to be a truck driver because you get to miss, if you have a family, you miss all the good opportunities with your family. I was thankful enough to be home to see my niece's recital, but all my niece's birthdays for that year I missed. If you're more of a family person, trucking's definitely not for you. Now, you can go to a CDL school, get your CDL, but you don't want to do what I was doing over the road, you could be a local driver. There's not going to be a lot of opportunities, though, as a local driver because a lot of them require at least 3 to 6 to 1 year experience. Now, the only caveat with being a truck driver is you have to be 21.
Oh, you do?
So, to do what I was doing, you have to be 21.
So the long distance, you have to be 21.
Yeah, so you can be intrastate driver. No, you could be an interstate driver at 18. That means you just operate within the state. You can then, once you turn 21, you can then go become a intrastate driver, which means you can travel all 48 states, technically 49 if you want to go through Canada and go to Alaska. Schooling, it depends on what school you go to. The school I went to was out in Ohio, completely paid for, so I got it for free technically, as long as I worked with Swift for a year. I was out there for a month, and then I did what they call the Top Gun course, which improves my backing skills with a 53-foot trailer. That took a week, so I was out there for about 5 weeks total. Even though they tell you that you're going to be out there for 3 weeks, you're going to be out with your mentor for 4 weeks. I had a scholarship plan though through Swift, so I only did 2 weeks with my mentor, so I was out faster than a lot of the people who I graduated with. My buddies, one of my buddies still from school, he still works for Swift. There's a lot of opportunities with trucking. I can only speak on behalf of Swift because I worked for them for a year. So when I first started with them, I was on the East Coast region, so I did the states. I started from everything east of Mississippi, so from Florida up to Maine, out to Mississippi. That was paying us 65 cents a mile, which isn't a lot if you don't get mileage. That's how trucking companies pay you. They pay you per mile. That's why I say if you become an owner-operator, you're going to get paid more because they're going to pay you $3 a mile, $4 a mile. And that could be for an 1,500 mile load. I spent about 3 months on the East Coast region account and then got promoted to do the Northeast region account, which is Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. And I got paid 80 cents a mile. I did the same amount of mileage that I did on the East Coast region account up on the Northeast region account. I did 2,000 miles a week, which really adds up throughout time. That comes out to 24,000 miles a year. Ms. Roberts?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the number?
2,000 a week. Oh no, I did that wrong. I thought that's 2,000. So 2,000 a week for the year.
For a year?
Yeah.
So if you do it for 52 weeks, it's 104,000 miles.
So I did about 104,000 miles in a year. If you go into a mega carrier like Swift, US Express, Western Express, who else is out there? Bison. There's a lot of mega carriers out there. Mega carriers meaning a company that has a lot of drivers, a lot of trucks, a lot of trailers. They typically have a lot of good opportunities for you as a driver. Swift, they had a tuition paid option. So you can go take a college, you can go to college while you're on the road and it's free. They also had driver appreciation where they give you, if you stay for them for a year, you get like $50 in a spending account where you could buy stuff. But throughout the years that you work with them, that $50 will go up to $100 to $150 and so on and so forth. They also have what's called a safety bonus. So the more miles you drive, the more safe you are on the road. You get about, I think I maxed out 1 month for $1,500. So these companies, mega carriers, want you to stay, so that's why they give you all these the word?
Incentives.
Incentives, yeah. That's why they give you all these incentives for you to stay. You want to go take college while you're out on the road? So be it. They'll pay for it.
And that you could study anything, or is it specific to trucking and their business?
No, you can study anything.
Okay.
I originally signed up to take cybersecurity,
Oh, right, okay.
but I missed the deadline, so I couldn't do it. So yeah, that was fun. I stopped driving for Swift this July and became a dedicated driver for Big Y. And it's the same type of style that Swift did. It's what we truck drivers call a CPM type of job. So it's cent per mile. We get paid 47 cents a mile. But we also have a lot of incentives. So each store you hit, you get $25 automatically. Each load that you take out of the Springfield warehouse has about from 2 to 3 stores. So in one run, you can make $50 to $75 flat rate. If you pick up special equipment, so let's see. I don't know. Where'd it go? It disappeared. All right, whatever. So special equipment that I typically haul for Big Y are scissor lifts and electric pallet jacks. If they need a new shelving unit in the stores, I have to haul the old shelving unit back, so that's paid extra as well. Each special equipment that you bring back to the warehouse or you bring from the warehouse to the store is $25 each. So if you haul a scissor lift and a electric pallet jack back,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
that's
Whoa.
immediate 50.
Hello? Come here. Come here. Come on. Yeah, I need to write you a pass. Come over here. Sir!
Okay. You guys have any questions, comments?
What do you do about food?
Say again?
What do you do about food when you're hungry?
So there's truck stops along the way. So you ever been on 90? I-90 over here?
Mass Pike?
Yeah, the Mass Pike. So on the Mass Pike, you'll see the Ludlow Service Plaza, Blandford Service Plaza. Those are truck stops in a way because they don't really support truckers. But there are a lot of those across the country where a truck driver can stop, get out the truck, go get food, take a shower, do the laundry, and go back in their truck and everything. A sleeper cab, which is what I used to drive until I became a dedicated driver for Big Y. A sleeper cab has the amenities, basic amenities. So you have a bed, you have an option to have a TV, you got a fridge, you could put a microwave in it, you could do, you can cook in your own truck as well. So if you wanted to, you can go to Walmart, park in Walmart parking lot, go shopping for whatever food options you want. Go bring it back to your truck because you have a fridge, it has a freezer, so you can put all your stuff there. And then when you shut down during the night, you just go get your camping set for whatever you need and cook. You can cook for yourself. You don't have to spend the money on junk food because that's what a lot of these truck service plazas sell is junk food, either reheated food or just, you know, not good food.
Do we have time for questions? I mean,
Yeah.
All right. So I have a question. Let me begin.
Oh, you're the second one.
What's the toughest drive you've had to make? Now, I know you've gone from long distance driver to being a locally dedicated driver. What's the toughest drive that you remember making? And you guys, you know you have crazy questions. Ask next.
I'd say going through the Bronx.
Why was that? I used to live in the Bronx. Why was that so tough?
As a truck driver.
Well, no.
As a truck driver with a 53-foot trailer and a 23-something long truck, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the length of a block.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the length of a block.
That's a good answer, y'all. How about now? You talked
So
a
were
lot
you
about
driving through the city?
My GPS rerouted me through the Bronx when I
Gotcha.
was on 95.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So, we talked about long distance driving, local driving, etc., and all the places you get to see. I want to know about the people you meet on the road.
Like the lot lizards.
No, we don't want to
No.
know about lot lizards. No,
Oh,
let's not
no.
talk about lot lizards.
No.
You guys can look that up on your own time. What?
No. Thankfully,
Okay.
though, I haven't ran into any, but
Okay.
no.
Ever?
No.
Stop questioning him. He's still a child to me. Okay.
In what aspect?
Shush.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
Oh,
Miss
like I
Roberts.
don't know, like
People, the nice people.
Yeah, nice people. Tell me a story
In
about
different
someone
ways.
or somebody that was crazy. Like I'd love to hear those.
So,
As appropriate as you can make it.
the nicest person I think I've met were the people where you saw my dog on the flatbed. The drivers of those trucks, you know, the drivers of those trucks, you know, we're complete strangers out in these truck stops. And so for you to be able to walk up to another driver and be like, hey, you know, you want to come over, hang with us? Sure, why not? You know, and they were telling me how they started. They started with their flatbed, doing flatbed, just regular flatbed, and then upgrading to oversized loads, so hauling for the military, going out in the Nevada desert in the middle of nowhere, dropping a trailer off at a specified location, leaving that trailer there, going to a hotel room that's paid for, and spending time in that hotel room for a week to 2 weeks while getting paid by the government for them to do whatever they wanted to do with that trailer, whatever's on the back of that trailer, and then get a call, hey, come pick up this trailer, go bring it back.
Yeah.
You know, there's endless of opportunities as a truck driver, but it does have a mental wear and tear on you. Would you say the scariest?
Yeah, what's the scariest? It is Halloween. Tell us a spooky story, but not about a lover. Did you ever meet somebody and you were like, oh no, go back in your truck and lock the doors?
Yes and no. So I was delivering to Amazon. I don't know where, but it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm setting up to go back my trailer up into the door for them to start unloading, and this truck driver just speeds up, stops in front of my truck, and demands me to move my truck. I'm like, first off, no. Second off, no. Third off, I'm delivering, so you can wait. And he starts getting huffy puffy and starts threatening to beat me up because I don't want to move my truck from going to a door. That makes total sense. So I ultimately just decide to give up, start moving, and he backs into my trailer and blames it on me. I'm like, no, dude, you backed into my trailer, first off. Second off, we're at an Amazon warehouse that has all these cameras around me, so you're going to look stupid. I think that was the scariest one because of the mere fact that he was hopping in and out of his truck. And as him being an owner operator, he doesn't have any restrictions to what he can carry in that truck. So he could have had a weapon.
Oh, so this was another truck driver that
Yeah.
was just getting into it with you. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Yeah, that's fresh.
So
Different company, right?
no, he was an owner op.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So meaning he was kind of like a free. What do you call
He
those?
owned his truck.
Yeah. Freelancing or
Yeah,
whatever.
he owned his truck, so he could have whatever he wanted in that truck. So the reason why I'm saying that was a scary situation was because I didn't know what he could have in that truck. He could have had a weapon. He could have had anything in his truck to try to beat me up or end my life. So,
You guys have questions for Bobby?
Got a question.
Oh, go
Thank you.
for it.
How do they enforce the driving limit, like the amount of hours that you can drive daily?
so
That's a good question.
we have two options. We have paper logs and we have what's called electronic logging devices, ELDs. ELDs are typically in a tablet form, and they take the guesswork out of paper logs. So in a typical average day, you're allotted, I think it's 14 hours of drive time, 10 hours of on-duty time. No. Somewhere around that. And then 10 hours of drive before you need to take a 30-minute break. No, it's 8-hour drive before you need to take a 30-minute break. And an ELD takes the guesswork out of it. So you could be driving for 8 hours, and at like 7 hours, 50 minutes, it's going to give you an alert like, hey, in 10 minutes, you need to stop and rest for 30 minutes. If you go over the allotted time for anything, that's a violation. And when a DOT cop pulls you over, pulls you into a weigh station, and they request your ELD, the ELD will send them all your logs for the past 8 days, and anything that is in red for violation, they can write you a ticket for, and those tickets cost up from anywhere from $500 to $1,500 per violation.
Did I see somebody had a question over here? What was your question, guys? Go ahead.
No.
You don't have kids?
No.
He's like 22.
26.
Oh my God, he's 26. Too young. Question. Oh, okay.
Oh.
History.
Oh.
I know. It's like it's interesting. I'm like.
Yeah, I'm interested. How do you see the whole industry being automated soon?
No.
No.
So for the long hauls, I could see that being automated, but for shipping, receiving, stores, I can't see that being automated because you can't teach, as of right now, you can't teach an AI how to properly back up a trailer. Backing up a trailer takes a lot of skill and effort, and an AI technology, you can't necessarily teach it like, oh, if the trailer starts going this way, you gotta move it this way, this fast, or you have to line it up properly into the, you can't really teach it right now for that portion.
I thought that was one of the things that they would implement first is the auto backup. Like they have that on different like RVs and stuff, right? They can connect to your trailer hitch automatically. The thing just drives itself.
So that's in a different aspect.
Different aspect.
As of right now, the only automation that they have that they're testing is like 100-mile strip of Texas road, Texas highway, I think, that they just go back and forth on, delivering to a warehouse. And once that truck gets to the warehouse, the trailer gets disconnected for the yard jockey to pick up and put it into a door.
All right.
Nothing?
Well, this is really interesting. So, I mean, I'm grateful because I know we have a lot of kids out there that are interested in getting their CDL license, and you may never know. You know, it didn't work out for you, the long distance driving, because you have a lot of family obligations you wanted to be a part of.
Yep.
But I think also for some of us that, well, I'm extremely social, so I don't think I could, well, I mean, I'd probably meet a lot of people. because I talk to everybody. But like, if you like solitude and things like that, that could be something for you. When I took my Iowas or whatever that test was back in my junior high, they told me what are the jobs, because I like to sit for long hours, they said I'd be a great truck driver. That's true. My parents were not happy. But anyway, I mean, I think it's great. It's interesting. You've got Just Keep Trucking as your YouTube channel.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. And so if you're interested in seeing the life of Bobby Lawler and seeing what he's up to, definitely give him a follow. And if you have questions about getting your CDL, stuff like that, I'm sure you'd be happy to answer it if they reached out to you.
Yep.
Do we have any other questions, or is everybody kind of like, I'm all done with trucking?
Yep.
Oh, you're all done with trucking. All right. Well, thank you so much, Bobby, for coming in today. We really appreciate you coming out, putting this together for us, and sharing those great pictures about your journey and your travels. And I'm excited to see where you go next. It's really good. All right. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
So, guys and gals and non-binary pals, you can check in with your teacher and see what you're